the embassy denied their visas. I am going to tell Ash everything that went into this proposal and tell her why I waited so long to propose, why I took so long to propose. What's up, guys? Guys, you're looking at two new fiancés.
A fiancé.
Guys, we're gonna be singing this song for a long time, so you're gonna get sick of it. But guys, we're engaged. Raise your hand if you saw it coming. Tell us in the comments. Guys, we are now back home. We're back from Barcelona. We're tired, but happy. Happy tired, right? Look at the shine on it. Guys, this is the shiniest diamond I've ever seen.
Oh, so guys, who knew Ashemeza would be a fiancé one day? Who knew Rita Ashemeza would be a fiancé one day? Here I am.
There she is, the queen to be herself.
The wife to be. Anyway, so guys, today we are here.
Today we're here, guys, and this is going to be maybe an interesting video because I am going to tell Ash everything that went into this proposal and tell her why I waited, by some people's standards, as so long to propose, why I took so long to propose. By American standards, it wasn't that long, but for some people, maybe Ash included, it was a long time.
No,
and so
for me it wasn't a long time. It depends. Sometimes someone has to be ready, so I don't think it was a long time. Okay. You are just processing and, figuring it out. So for me, it's not a long time. It's not 5 years, just 2 years.
Yeah, it's been 2 years of dating, and now we are in a new season. So yeah, I'm going to explain everything, and we're here to get Ash's reaction. So it could be emotional, I don't know. Some parts of it might be, we'll see.
Yeah, so guys, he did not tell me anything yet. He said it.
I've been saying, no, we're gonna do this as a video. I'm not gonna tell you anything.
Yeah.
So that's what this is about. So you're getting the genuine reaction of Ash, hearing the information for the first time. So, where do I start?
Start from the beginning of when you thought about it. What made you think about it? Like at the beginning of the process where it all started.
Well, guys, this process, it started 2 years ago.
Nah, 2 years ago.
I have been planning this proposal for 2 years.
We've been together for 2 years.
And I was thinking about it since then.
Oh, that's
Of course, I'm going to share with you the main reason why it's taken me 2 years to do this, even though I was thinking about it 2 years ago. Of course, like Ash said, I've been processing, and Ash and I come from completely different worlds, totally different backgrounds. And so getting to know each other and getting used to each other and getting to understand how each other thinks and how we best need love and to be loved. It's been a longer journey than it would be for two people coming from the same culture, I think. So 2 Americans, I think, could easily connect just because they're both Americans and they've pretty much grown up in a similar environment. You might think, oh no, like people can be from two different worlds, even in the US, and that's true. But you'd be surprised when you are really in a relationship from somebody from Southwest Uganda who grew up in an environment totally different than you as an American, just how different you guys think. And so, yeah, it's taken time for us to connect on some things, but in other ways we've connected really easily. And so that's not been a big issue. It's actually been enjoyable to be with somebody who thinks totally different than you, because I feel like we balance each other out. And Ash has changed my perspective over time, the way she thinks, and so it's been really cool to be with somebody totally different from you. But again, we have a lot of things we do bond over, and that we do love the same and think the same way about. So we're both crazy. I think that's true, right? We're both
Yeah.
silly.
Yeah. We can have fun a
We
lot
can
of
have
times
fun and
as, friend,
we
best
laugh a
friend.
lot together.
Yeah. And we dance a lot.
We dance a lot. We can't dance,
Funny
but
dances. Yeah.
oh, but yeah, guys, that's not the main reason. The main reason. Ooh. Okay, I gotta share one detail before I go into the main reason. One detail about the planning process. So in my head, 2 years ago, when I was dreaming up my dream proposal, I imagined having an African choir at the proposal.
I'm glad it didn't happen.
And I wanted to propose with an African choir, whether east or west, maybe somewhere in Europe. And so that was a weird idea, but I thought it would be really cool if there was a choir singing some song that maybe Ash loved. And so that was one thing I wanted to happen with this proposal. Another thing, I've been designing the ring for about a year now.
What?
Yeah, I started the ring design process a year ago with the wonderful Taylor and Hart, which you guys got to see a little bit about in our proposal video. And guys, Taylor and Hart was amazing. Julie was my design consultant, and she was so patient with me. Guys, I went back and forth with her a million times because I'm such a perfectionist and I wanted to get this ring right, and we custom designed this ring. And so she was super patient with me for like this almost year-long process of designing this ring, and we had a call or two, and yeah, this was the end product. As you guys saw, it was this pear-shaped ring, diamond center with almost these flowers of smaller diamonds coming off of the side. I thought it looked like a star, and when I first saw a similar design to it, I just thought it was like, that's what I have to go for. And the rose gold, I chose that because I felt like it matched Ash's skin tone the best. Like dusty pink colors look best on her, and so I thought that would really pop. And I also wanted to have like a band that wasn't like close enough in color to the diamond, like if it was silver, because I feel like you couldn't see really the shape of that star, flower, diamond shape. So I wanted to have something that would contrast with the diamond. And I didn't really consult Ash with this design process. I wanted to do something she would love, but I felt like I had a good enough idea of something she might like. And over time, I realized that she did have some preferences. And so I actually designed this ring, the same ring design, but it had pave, like smaller diamonds all around that center diamond. And I realized that Ash doesn't like big diamonds. And in the end, I thought, okay, actually, I don't think she's gonna like this. It's too big for her and it's gonna be too extravagant based on what you've talked about before. And so I actually changed the design that I'd worked on for almost a year, just a month and a half ago. And then at the very last second. And so we went with this design, and I mean, what do you think of it?
Yeah, guys, I've always, every time I see something on social media, I start complaining. I'm going to complaining. So I didn't want a ring that has diamonds all over this place.
Pave band.
Yeah, I just wanted something like this, just like you see this. And I didn't want big ones that almost take the whole nail. So sometimes I would show him a picture and I'm like, ew, I don't want this done. So when I saw it, I was like, wow, that's something I really wanted. You see, it has no diamonds. All of this part, and they're just here in front. It might actually look big here, but it's just the perfect size that I really wanted. You see, guys? So
yeah, so I
really
feel like it
appreciate
worked
that.
out in the end.
Yeah, it did.
I'm glad you like it. I love it. It shines, guys. Even in the dark, it sparkles.
Yeah, I see rainbow colors. I see whatever.
And we went for probably the most brilliant diamond I could find, even if it meant it would be smaller. I wanted it to really be shiny. So yeah, it's a special one. So shout out again to Taylor and Hart. Thank you so much. Definitely go with them, guys. If you want to custom design your ring and go with a company that's ethical, definitely recommend Taylor and Hart. They have offices in New York, in London, and so yeah, they're international. They can ship internationally. But yeah, here, now is time for me to share the main secret about this proposal. I told you about the choir that I wanted at this proposal. And the other thing that I really wanted, which is something that Ash mentioned to me once before, and I wanted to see if I could make it happen. She told me that she would dream of having at her proposal one day, her family there in person. And the other thing she had told me a few times before was she doesn't want to be proposed to in Uganda or in East Africa because it's like home. And so
Switzerland.
she wants to be somewhere new that doesn't feel like home. And so it wasn't an option for me to propose somewhere close to her family. And so with that in mind, that has been the main delay in this proposal. And I knew Ash would probably be okay if her family wasn't there. But I wanted to try with all of my heart to make it happen. Mm-hmm. And so for the last year, I've been trying to get a few of her family members. Been trying to fly them to Europe, but because of the pandemic, no embassies have been accepting Ugandans. Up until late spring, they finally started opening up tourist visas for Ugandans. So when that happened, me, her brother Amanya, and her grandmother Kuku got to work, and we tried to make this happen.
What?
So we got passports for her brother Amanya and her grandmother Kuku.
Wow, that's so cool.
And guys, let me tell you how much her family cares about her. Her brother put in so much effort to gather so many different documents needed. Traveling is not easy in general, but when you're from a country like Uganda, they just don't make it easy for you. And to me, it's not fair, but that's just the way it is. We've been through this process a few times. We had traveled to South Africa, we had to get visas. We moved to Switzerland, which was the hardest thing I've ever done in my life, the paperwork for that. And so I knew the drill. I knew it was gonna be a lot of work. I told her brother it was gonna be a lot of work. I told her grandmother if it's gonna be really hard to try to make this happen, but they were all willing. And I knew I wanted to fly all of her family for this, but it was already gonna be crazy expensive just for one person. And so I really wanted just a couple people at least. I mean, a brother, and Amanya is the oldest, so that's why I asked him. And then Kuku, she couldn't travel alone. She doesn't speak English. She doesn't even speak Luganda. So she needed somebody to help. And her grandmother's pretty old too, so traveling would be difficult. But she said she wanted to. And let me just say this, her grandmother, Kuku, she loves you. She traveled about 100 hours total in a bus back and forth from the village to the capital city, Kampala, for paperwork, for passports, for embassy visits, fingerprints, all of it.
Oh, that's so cool.
And like I said, lots of documents. We got scammed by one person trying to help with passports. And we gathered like a library of documents for this. And we were going to bring her brother Amanya and Kuku to Spain and then we were going to go to Germany for the main trip. And yeah, I mean, my mom was gonna come and we were gonna go there, and in the end, the embassy denied their visas.
Oh, that's sad.
And we were devastated, we were sad, but we decided there's one option, we can try to appeal this. So we went and we gathered 1 million more documents, everything you could possibly think of. And I didn't fully understand the reasoning why it wasn't accepted the first time, but I thought, okay, maybe, I guess you would maybe want a few more documents. Maybe they don't trust the purpose of the trip. They say the reasons why, but they don't go into details about why it was denied. So we just had a vague understanding. And so we went and gathered basically enough documents to fill the Library of Alexandria. Guys, it was a lot. And so we put in our appeal to the embassy, and then we heard just the Monday before proposing, they denied it again. And they gave a detailed explanation. And
what did they say?
Some of it was just, to me, it felt nitpicky. Others parts felt like assumptions, but I don't want to speak bad about the embassy. I'm just, it was in God's hand. I prayed on my knees for most of this year to make this happen. The same with her brother, I'm assuming Cuckoo too. And it just didn't happen. And God's in control. It was really stressful, this whole process. It's been a very stressful summer, especially the last couple weeks. A lot of anxiety because of this. But we tried our best, and it just couldn't happen, and we trust God with it. We trust that God's always good, and there's a reason for it. And I just want you to know that your family really loves you, and they really tried so hard to be here. And
I can't believe Coco was going to fly. Oh God, thanks. I know she appreciates.
Yeah, and so we told Cuckoo, we told her many, many times, do not tell anyone about this. We can't let Ash find out. This is an absolute secret. You cannot tell anybody. And then she was like, oh, but I feel like she needs to know this, she'll feel bad or something. And we're like, no, this is a secret. I don't think she's used to surprises. And so she had to get used to that. But then, as we're in this process of maybe getting them to fly, Cuckoo, well, first she starts and tells all of her children.
Oh my God.
And then I was like, Amani, you have to tell them, they can't tell anybody. And he did his best to tell them, you can't tell anybody. Then Cuckoo went and told the entire village that she was flying. Before we have any confirmation, she's like, I'm flying to Germany. And she told the whole village. The village speaks. The village speaks, guys.
Before you go on, guys, once you're Ugandan or South African and you tell something before it happens, it won't happen. Now that's why they denied their visa.
Maybe, guys.
Oh my God.
And so it spread. And so she got a text from her cousin saying, congratulations, I hear somebody told me you're getting married. And so guys, the idea of proposing is not a big concept in Uganda, especially in the villages. And so they interpret it as Ash is getting married. And so they told everybody that Ash is getting married to the Mzungu. And that he gave Cuckoo 10 million Ugandan shillings. I don't know where that started from, but everybody in the village thinks I gave Cuckoo 10 million Ugandan shillings. And so they think she's probably Omogaga right now. Oh my goodness, guys.
God, this is
And even going back, her dad was somewhat involved when we got scammed from this passport guy trying to help with us getting passports with the application process. He scammed us, and so Amanya and I were trying to get our money back. And so her dad, who's a police officer, just happened to be in the capital city passing through, and so he was trying to help Amanya track down this guy who scammed them.
Is that the day?
Yeah, that was the day.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, guys, it's been chaotic. And so...
Sounds so special, like how you wanted Kuku to come
And so, you guys, I'm going to tell you what was going to happen. So, the reason I chose Spain, specifically Barcelona, and why we stayed a little bit outside of the city for most of the trip in Calella, is because there was an international choir competition happening in Calella that weekend, and there was going to be a West African choir competing in this competition. And so back in June, I contacted them after I found out they were going to be at this competition, and I asked them if they'd be willing to sing for this proposal, and they agreed. And they were going to sing 2 songs. As we came down for the proposal, they were going to sing Kuma Mapapa, the Congolese song that was trending this year. And guys, they're an amazing band. They sound really good. And so I thought it was going to sound amazing with them singing that song. She loves that song. She was singing it most of this year while it was trending. And then after I proposed, they were going to sing a Ruyankoli song. I made a detailed music video with the words and even a slowed down version. They were going to sing a song by Happy Alex. Twaja Jijire, what is it? How do you say it? I knew the lyrics before.
I don't even know.
It's a song that Amanya told me you used to love. And it's a really nice song. And so when I was going to propose, after I proposed, they were going to be on the beach at this special location, and they were going to sing these 2 songs. And I was going to ask them not to look at Ash because I know she doesn't like crowds and she wanted the proposal to be somewhere quiet. So I was going to try to make it less awkward as possible. So I was going to ask them to not look at her or whatever. They were going to sing these songs. And then after I proposed and they switched to the Rudy and Coley songs, I was going to have my mom, Kuku, and Amanya jump out from hiding and embrace Ash. And it was all going to happen until the last 2 weeks when the plan totally fell apart. With the visas getting denied twice. And then location had to change many times because of just logistical issues that came up. I even had a bus company agree to give us a free bus for the choir to make it to the beach. They were going to transport the entire choir of 25 singers to the beach. But the choir had visa issues also, so they couldn't get visas to come, and so they were trying up until the last minute to make it to Spain, but in the end they couldn't. And so then I went and I found a South African choir that is also wonderful, that was going to compete in the competition. And I knew they were going to make it to the competition, and so I asked them if they would be willing to step in for this. And at first they seemed like they might be willing, and then the conversations continued, but in the end, they kind of gave me the cold shoulder. That's how I felt. That's how I interpreted it. So they just didn't seem like they were interested in the end. And so I was really bummed about that. And so I was like, I really want to make this special, and I feel like I want to make this moment magical. And so at the very last minute this week, just a few days before proposing, I found Miguel, the Spanish guitarist, the Spanish flamenco guitarist, and he said he was available. And I was trying to decide on Friday, Saturday, or Sunday to make this happen because I had the photographer I already booked with. I was trying to get this artist, and I was trying to find a videographer because Amanya was going to film the proposal because he's a professional photographer. And So I needed a videographer for this video. And so I found a few different videographers. Some were available on one days, others weren't available on this day. And so in the end, I found Dimitri. As you guys saw, he made this beautiful video and he was available. And so it worked out that Saturday night, we would make this happen. Guys, I snuck them into this garden. We weren't supposed to be there because they didn't want a media team. They didn't want like music. And so they told us the day before we can't do it there unless it's just me and Ash proposing. But this guy has filmed there before. And so I just said, guys, do you want to risk it? Can we just try it? And so they went in and they made it in. And even the guitarist told me yesterday at the beach, he's like, I was gonna pay him for his admission fee. And he's like, oh no, I didn't pay an admission fee. I just walked in, I went to the front desk and I said, I'm here to play guitar. And they let him in for free. And I think it was because, guys, there was an event happening in another place in the garden. And so I think they assumed that he was the guitarist for the event. So they just let him through. And then, yeah, guys, so it all worked out. You saw how beautiful it was at this location. This was like plan M, N, or like I made my way through the alphabet of plans. Plan A, B, C, D, E, F, G. It changed so many times and it was so stressful. But it was a labor of love for my queen.
I really appreciate
Oh
that.
my goodness, guys. This has been 2 years of envisioning and planning and so much work, so much logistics involved, and it's a heartbreak with the dream I had not working out. But guys, life never works out the way you planned. We've all seen that with COVID. And one image that I've had in my mind about this, about working through the disappointment of things not working out, is I feel like life brings a lot of broken glass, but you can still make a beautiful mosaic out of those pieces of broken glass. And so I feel like we can still make a beautiful picture with the heartbreak, with the disappointments that happen in our life, and still make a beautiful moment, a beautiful picture out of our life. And so I think we had a beautiful moment.
Yeah, guys, I just feel emotional for like Kuku.
Yeah, I'm sure she's disappointed.
She was so happy, but yeah, you can understand the embassy things. And also, you know, everything happens the way God wants it to be. So I really appreciate, guys, also Kuku and my brothers being on a video call itself.
Yeah, you guys saw that was the plan B for them. We got them in a hotel, in a conference room. We live streamed them in. We gave them a nice dinner. Kuku and the little boys, her little brothers, got to stay in the hotel. And so they got a fun experience. And it was probably better because the whole family was involved in this way instead of just a couple.
Maybe next time, guys. Oh, I can imagine how it would be. But thank you for thinking about what I want. And my family, at least they got a passport.
Yeah, Kuku and Amanya have passports now. And guys, Amanya is a professional photographer, as I said. We'll put his Instagram in the description. We'll put it right here below. Follow him. He can now travel internationally if you want to fly him out for something.
Yeah, guys, support my brother, my young brother. He's good.
Yeah, Mr. Felix Amanya. So.
Wow, this is so cool. Guys, isn't he a cool man? So...
I'm just glad you're happy.
Yeah, I am. By the way, for the choir, I'm glad it didn't make it. Because, guys, yeah, I know you liked it, but me, I just like it the way it was. Simple and not many people. I'm sorry that it didn't work out.
I think you would have cried if you heard the choir. You love choirs, guys. Ash
I feel like
is a
for
huge
me,
fan of acapella
it's more
and stuff
romantic and like in a way how Miguel, whoever played the guitar, so simple and cool. I feel like if the choir starts singing, it will be like, ooh, ah, ooh, ah.
But it would have been like, Kuma, pa,
No.
It would have been so cool.
You see, God did it that way because He knew.
Yeah, He knows you, yeah.
He knew.
I even
asked
I tried getting in contact with a South Korean choir who's competing in the competition. Get this, there was a South Korean show called Sing for Gold, and it premiered like a month ago. And there's been people competing in this choir competition in South Korea, with the winning choir traveling to this competition, also called Sing for Gold, in Calais, Spain. And so, I mean, it was one of the last options I was trying. She loves everything South Korean, and I'm part Korean, and so I thought maybe that could be a meaningful thing too, but I couldn't get in touch with them. So I tried. There were a few other African choirs that were trying to make it to the competition. I tried contacting them. I don't think they ever made it either.
Babe, you did great. Guys, and also I know, so he flew me out in a helicopter the day before, and I thought, to my heart, I thought, I had like pressure going on and a lot of heartbeats.
She thought I was gonna propose.
Because I've always told him I like it when it's just me and you, and maybe just a few people that I have connection with, for example, my family, or like my friends like Shakira, people like
I also was trying to think about flying her, but I realized she'll probably have visa problems too, and it would take too long, and we don't have enough time.
Yeah, so for me it was cool, just us and mom and my family watching. That's it's enough for me, guys. I'm a fiancé, a wife to be. I had like the best weekend. It's a dream, guys. It's a dream. I didn't know that one day someone would kneel down and say, Oriabo wanje no tosha.
Oriabo wanje obatosha. Guys, I practiced that so many times. And guys, I don't think I quite said it the way I had practiced. I think I was thrown off because Ash just started crying, and I didn't expect that to happen immediately.
Who doesn't cry?
I thought it might be after I start to propose, but yeah, it was just kind of throwing me off. So I was just trying to remember my lines and pronounce it the right way.
I didn't even know which hand they put the ring on because
she's like, which hand? And then I asked her,
never practiced it.
Oriaba wanje ovatosha, and she just doesn't say anything.
I couldn't remember.
And I was like, is that a yes or a no?
I just gave you my hand meaning yes, and you're like, you didn't say yes or no. Yes, yeah.
Oh my goodness. Well, now, guys, you know why I've been waiting for all you impatient people. I'm just teasing. But guys, now I hope you are as happy as we are and excited for the future, because now we're in a new season, guys.
And guys, I can't wait to see you guys contribute to our wedding.
There's a thanks button underneath each video.
I should even put our PayPal down, just contribute for us. We get married.
But yeah, guys, we need to save for a wedding. That's a whole nother process.
And guys, I'm sure you need a son, there will be our son's auntie.
The sooner we can afford a wedding, the sooner that can happen.
Yeah. So guys, contribute for us.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, this has been a very long video, but it's been exciting from start to finish, at least for me. So I'm glad to finally get all of this off of my chest.
Finally, I've been asking
guys, I've had so many passwords and hidden folders and deleted history that I've been managing for the last year or more. I've been hiding my computer and phone from her, and I've been on like high alert trying to hide everything from her. So I let one text slip last winter. I texted my best friend Paul, and I said, when I was thinking, maybe embassies will open in the spring, I said, I'm thinking about proposing in the spring. And then she found that text. She was snooping through my messages. But thankfully, nothing came of it because embassies were still closed. So I never carried on with that conversation. But she found that. And as soon as she found that, she was super sad because she didn't want to know about the surprise. And so she told me, just like in August, I prayed every single day that you wouldn't propose all the way up to summer. And it was because she didn't want to know, and she wanted it to be a surprise. And so I was wondering, because she kept bringing up the subject of proposing in marriage, and it was making me a little uncomfortable because I wanted it to be a surprise too. And then she told me in August, oh, I was doing that because I read that if you say if you talk about proposing and talk about marriage a lot, your partner, your boyfriend won't want to propose. It'll like unmotivate them. And so that was her tactic.
Yeah, guys, usually I don't know how I will act because it will be like I already know. Of course, I knew he would propose one day, but then I don't know when. I don't want to know when. So this time I knew spring is coming. I tried to even pretend I don't know spring. So it was so annoying.
Even when we prayed together, she would pray about it in front of me, but she was praying in Riancoli, so I had no idea.
So like, I had to pray to God, don't let him do it now because I want it to happen when I don't know, and yeah, guys.
I hope I fooled her. I think I fooled her.
This time I knew you would propose one day, but I didn't know that was the time. Because like I thought you were going to propose the day before. The moment he took me to a helicopter, guys, I knew this.
I'm glad I threw in that red herring.
I knew this is happening right now, and the location where he proposed that,
she was in a bad mood. She's like, why?
I knew
she was
it
thinking,
wouldn't
why are you
happen
taking me
there
here?
because it's like a public place, and I hate being proposed to in public places. And the moment they said, oh, there is a museum, something like that, I was so pissed. Like, he knows I don't like such stuff. Why is he taking me? So by the time we met those guys, photographers, saying they should take a picture, I was not in the mood. I was just.
But that brightened your mood right up.
Yeah, because I love pictures, and I always say, why don't these TikTok people come to me too? You know that these TikTok photographers who meet you and say, can I take a picture of you?
Yeah.
So I was like, finally, I get to meet this photographer. So it was cool seeing mom there, people, my brothers. It was an emotional experience, but I'm a fiancé. Okay.
Look at that thing.
There. For wanting to be with me.
Thank you for saying yes.
Yeah, of course.
I was expecting her to say, hey, go. Which means yes in Riancoli.
Since you used my language, I had to use yours. I don't know even at that moment. I don't even remember if I said yes. All I know is I'm an emotional person, guys, so I had to cry. If you see me, don't say.
Oh wow. So guys, now you know the whole story.
But that was so sweet of you to want to fly my family out.
Oh, it was a dream. I was really disappointed.
Now you know I told you if you want something to happen, don't tell anyone. Keep quiet to yourself. I've told you several times.
Me? What did I tell?
Not like Cook told someone.
We tried. We tried.
You guys, Coop is like 80 something right now, or 70.
Guys, imagine she's almost 80 and she was traveling on this very bumpy, difficult bus ride to and from the capital city. It's like 10 hours each way. She did this multiple times, guys. That was a lot of effort. She even had her boat accident this year, and she still wanted to travel soon after that. And so, wow. Props to Kuku and Amanya. So,
guys, this is too long.
All right,
maybe we shall post it in 2 halves. Then you will know we shall post it like this.
Well, if you made it this far, thanks for caring about us, because you obviously care if you watched 40 minutes with us.
Yeah.
So, all right,
so guys, be with us in this new journey.
Yeah, this is gonna get exciting. And I'll see you next time. Next video will be with Mom, because guys, Mom is here in Lugano again.
Imagine someone flying from America to come to your proposal. I'm so blessed.
Guys, she delivered the ring. So, all right, guys, see you next time, Ash Evaners.